You know how some movies are so bad they're unwatchable? Well, these actors are so smelly, they're unbearable. From A-listers with questionable hygiene to method actors who take things way too far, these 16 stars prove that sometimes the worst thing on set isn't the script, it's the stench. Marlon Brando was a powerhouse on screen, but off-screen his smell did most of the acting. Directors, co-stars, and crew members frequently complained about his hygiene or lack of it. By the 1970s, things had gotten out of hand. On Apocalypse Now, 1979, Brando showed up overweight, unpredictable, and according to those on set, smelling like he hadn't bathed in weeks. Dennis Hopper, who worked closely with him, later described Brando's odor as overpowering, making every scene with him a struggle. Some crew members reportedly tried to work at a distance just to avoid catching a whiff. By the late 80s, Brando had fully embraced his no-care approach to hygiene. He wore the same clothes for days, let food stains pile up, and barely bothered with basic grooming. Even his oral hygiene took a hit. Rita Moreno, who had a long history with him, later admitted that kissing him was an ordeal because he rarely brushed his teeth. Despite all this, Brando remained a Hollywood legend. No amount of complaints about his smell could overshadow his raw talent. He may not have cared about showers, but audiences kept showing up for him anyway. Not every actor can get away with that, though. Matthew McConaughey, for example, doesn't just skip showers. He's gone over 30 years without deodorant, insisting his natural scent is perfectly fine. He claims masking body odor is unnecessary, but not everyone around him agrees. While filming Fool's Gold, 2008, Kate Hudson reportedly had enough. The tropical setting, combined with McConaughey's refusal to freshen up, made things unbearable. Hudson tried to help by handing him a natural deodorant, hoping he'd give it a shot. He refused. This wasn't her first time dealing with it. During How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, 2003, she allegedly had the same issue. Romantic scenes became challenging because McConaughey just wouldn't budge on his no deodorant rule. When she suggested he freshen up before filming, he shrugged it off. His stance? No one in his personal life had ever complained, so why start now? Fans who have met him up close have mixed opinions. Some say he smells earthy. Others describe it as straight-up sweat. His Interstellar co-stars never commented, but one thing is clear. McConaughey is committed to keeping it all natural, whether people like it or not. But when it comes to actors whose body odor became impossible to ignore, Russell Crowe has built a reputation of his own. His hygiene habits have been a hot topic on multiple film sets, with reports of him skipping deodorant and showers, leaving co-stars and crew members struggling to work around the issue. During Gladiator 2000, things got especially bad. Filming in the heat, wearing heavy armor, and fighting in intense battle scenes meant non-stop sweating. But according to crew members, Crowe didn't seem too concerned with freshening up. His body odor reportedly made fight choreography and close contact scenes miserable. Some crew members even worked at a distance when possible. Then came Robin Hood, 2010, where Crowe took method acting to another level. Determined to stay authentic to his role as a medieval outlaw, he reportedly stopped bathing for extended periods. His castmates weren't exactly thrilled. Crew members joked about standing upwind, and some actors even requested to film separately from him. Despite it all, Crowe's career never took a hit. His talent, dedication, and reputation for being intense on set overshadowed the complaints. But for those who had to share a scene with him, it wasn't just about surviving fight sequences, it was about surviving the smell. Some actors, however, don't need battle armor and fight scenes to make things uncomfortable. Robert Pattinson proved that even in a fantasy romance, bad hygiene can be hard to ignore. At the height of Twilight mania, his disheveled look became part of his appeal. What fans didn't know, the messy hair wasn't just for show, it was real. Pattinson openly admitted that he didn't wash his hair for weeks. His reason? He didn't see the point. If you don't care if your hair is clean or not, then why would you wash it? He told Extra in an interview. His hygiene habits didn't stop there. Crew members who worked with him on Twilight allegedly noticed a lingering odor, especially after long shoot days under hot lights. According to set insiders, his hygiene, or lack thereof, became a running joke. Some co-stars privately admitted they kept their distance during off-camera moments. Despite the complaints, Pattinson didn't seem to care. His scruffy devil-may-care image only added to his mystique. Fans remained obsessed with him, hygiene issues and all. Whether his co-stars felt the same is another story. One thing was clear: he wasn't changing his habits for Hollywood. And he wasn't the only leading man whose hygiene, or lack thereof, blended a little too well with his on-screen persona. Johnny Depp's Pirates of the Caribbean character looked like he hadn't bathed in years. And some say that wasn't just acting. Stories about Depp's questionable hygiene have been floating around Hollywood for years, with co-stars and crew members hinting that he might have taken the gritty pirate role a little too seriously. While filming Pirates, Depp reportedly embraced a more natural lifestyle, skipping showers and letting his musk settle in. Insiders say his bohemian aesthetic wasn't just a fashion choice, it extended to his personal hygiene. He often wore the same outfits for days, and after long hours under the Caribbean sun, the scent only got stronger. Despite the rumors, Depp never addressed the talk about his hygiene. He leaned into his eccentric persona, proving that personal grooming wasn't high on his list of priorities. His fans didn't seem to care, but those who had to share tight quarters with him may have wished for a little more soap. Whether the stories were overblown or not, one thing was clear: Johnny Depp smelled like a man who had spent too much time at sea, both on and off set. But while Depp may have embodied the spirit of an unwashed pirate, at least he didn't try to pass off baby wipes as a full hygiene routine. Brad Pitt, on the other hand, may be Hollywood royalty, but his approach to cleanliness is more like a survivalist's. Instead of sticking to the usual shower and deodorant routine, he's been known to freshen up with baby wipes. He once explained that as a father of 6, long showers weren't always an option. Instead, he wiped himself down, calling it an easy fix. His Inglourious Basterds co-star Eli Roth found this out firsthand. According to Roth, Pitt casually shared his life hack on set, recommending baby wipes for staying fresh between takes. Roth thought it was hilarious. Others on set, not so much. Some crew members reportedly noticed that Pitt's natural musk lingered a little too long, especially on long shooting days. This wasn't a one-time thing. Back in 2004, when filming Troy, reports surfaced that Pitt's body odor became noticeable during action scenes. Even Angelina Jolie allegedly wasn't a fan. According to insiders, she encouraged him to shower more often when they were together. Despite that, Pitt never seemed to care much about the criticism. He swears by baby wipes and doesn't see the problem. Hollywood clearly doesn't either, but his co-stars might not be as forgiving. Of course, skipping showers isn't always about convenience. Sometimes it's about principle. Leonardo DiCaprio is all about saving the planet. He's spoken at climate summits, funded conservation projects, and even owns an island designed for sustainable living. But his environmental commitment reportedly extends to his hygiene, and not everyone's thrilled about it. Sources say DiCaprio showers as little as possible to conserve water. He also skips deodorant, believing natural body odor is just that, natural. While his dedication to sustainability is commendable, it's not always easy for those who have to work alongside him. On the set of The Revenant, 2015, where he braved freezing temperatures and raw wilderness, he took method acting to an extreme. He slept in animal carcasses, ate raw bison liver, and allegedly avoided bathing for long stretches. Co-stars and crew members reportedly noticed, but no one dared challenge his Oscar-winning commitment. Despite whispers about his hygiene, it's never slowed him down. If anything, it fuels the image of a Hollywood star who plays by his own rules. Saving the planet is his priority, even if that means skipping a shower or 10. Fans respect his passion, but some might wish he'd make a minor exception for soap. But while some actors avoid showers for environmental reasons, others simply believe in letting nature take its course. Julia Roberts has never been one to obsess over Hollywood beauty standards. She keeps it simple, sometimes a little too simple. She's openly admitted to ditching deodorant, believing the body should handle things naturally. The problem? Natural doesn't always mean pleasant. During Erin Brockovich, 2000, crew members reportedly noticed her strong body odor, especially on long, hot shoot days. Working under intense studio lights made things worse. Some claimed standing near her for too long became a challenge. Even with subtle complaints on set, Roberts never budged on her stance against deodorant. Her natural lifestyle extends beyond deodorant. She once made headlines for walking the red carpet with unshaved armpits, sparking media debates. But Roberts couldn't care less. She's always done things her way, and she's not about to change for Hollywood expectations. While some co-stars and crew members may have wished for a little more freshness, Roberts stands by her choices. In her world, skipping deodorant isn't a problem. It's just part of keeping things real. Whether people like it or not, that's their issue, not hers. And she's not alone in that mindset. Cameron Diaz has never been one to stress over hygiene either. She's proudly admitted that she hasn't worn deodorant in over 20 years. Her reasoning? She believes antiperspirants do more harm than good, trapping toxins instead of letting the body cleanse itself. It's a choice she fully embraces, but those working around her haven't always been thrilled. On the set of The Mask, 1994, Jim Carrey allegedly made a joke about her strong natural scent. Whether he was being playful or dropping a hint is up for debate. By the time Charlie's Angels, 2000, rolled around, the issue had become more noticeable. Crew members reported that her costumes often had sweat stains, especially during high-energy action scenes. She's also against antiperspirants, believing they contribute to toxin buildup. Washing regularly is enough for her, but masking her scent with chemicals? No chance. Off-screen, she stays consistent. Paparazzi photos have caught her with sweat stains at red carpet events, proving she's not about to change for anyone. Her confidence is impressive. Whether or not those around her secretly wish she'd rethink her stance. But while some stars skip deodorant as a personal philosophy, others take a more unconventional approach to hygiene, especially after an intense workout. Zac Efron stays in top shape, but freshening up after a workout? That's a different story. While most people jump in the shower post-exercise, he prefers baby wipes and a natural approach to hygiene. During Baywatch training camp, Efron pushed his body to its limits to keep up with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. The workouts were brutal. The sweat was non-stop. The showers? Apparently optional. Reports from the set claim his post-gym odor became noticeable, leading to some not-so-subtle nudges from crew members. This wasn't just a one-time thing. Efron has openly admitted he doesn't shower as often as most people might assume. In interviews, he's defended his approach, saying he prefers natural oils over excessive washing. His fans might adore him, but those working closely with him might appreciate a little more soap and water in the mix. Despite the whispers about his hygiene, his career hasn't taken a hit. He's still landing roles and making headlines. But if you ever run into him at the gym, you might want to stand upwind, just in case. Of course, some actors don't just rely on baby wipes or skip a post-gym shower. They go to extreme lengths to smell the part. Shia LaBeouf takes method acting to the next level. While some actors stay in character between takes, he goes all in, sometimes to the point where his co-stars can barely stand to be near him. His dedication to authenticity has led to some strong performances, but also some even stronger body odor. While filming Fury, 2014, LaBeouf decided that showers weren't necessary. He wanted to fully embrace the reality of World War II soldiers, who often went days without washing. Reports from the set claim he skipped bathing for weeks, and his co-stars weren't thrilled. Brad Pitt and Logan Lerman allegedly had to tolerate the lingering stench, and some crew members tried to work at a distance. This wasn't the first time his hygiene raised concerns. During Lawless, 2012, he reportedly drank moonshine constantly to stay in character. The mix of alcohol, sweat, and skipped showers didn't exactly make him the most pleasant scene partner. Co-star Mia Wasikowska was allegedly so uncomfortable that she asked for fewer interactions with him during filming. His refusal to bathe, combined with his unpredictable on-set behavior, has left a lasting impression on co-stars, crew members, and anyone else who got too close. But not all offensive odors come from body sweat and skipped showers. Ben Affleck doesn't have a reputation for poor hygiene, but that doesn't mean working up close with him is pleasant. His issue? A brutal mix of chain smoking and excessive coffee drinking, creating a breath situation that co-stars have struggled with for years. While filming Gone Girl, 2014, Rosamund Pike reportedly had trouble getting through intimate scenes because of the overpowering scent. According to insiders, She discreetly requested breath mints on set to make things more tolerable. A similar situation happened years earlier on Pearl Harbor, 2001. Kate Beckinsale, who played his love interest, allegedly joked about the lingering coffee and cigarette combo anytime Affleck leaned in too close. His habit isn't just a minor quirk. It's been a part of his routine for decades. He has tried to quit smoking multiple times, swapping cigarettes for nicotine gum, but it never sticks. Even after brief periods of quitting, he's always gone back to lighting up. The coffee addiction hasn't helped either. Some reports say he drinks multiple cups a day, making the problem even worse. While Affleck remains one of Hollywood's biggest stars, there's no escaping the fact that, up close, he's not exactly minty fresh. If nothing else, he might want to take a note from his Batman days and start keeping some breath freshener in the utility belt. But while some actors struggle with bad breath, others bring a full-body experience to the set. Colin Farrell has never cared much for Hollywood's polished image. He's rugged, rebellious, and doesn't see the point in masking his natural scent. Unlike some stars who keep their hygiene habits a mystery, Farrell has been pretty open about his. He doesn't believe in deodorant. Never has, never will. His Miami Vice 2006 co-stars probably wished he felt differently. Filming took place in Florida's relentless heat, and Farrell's refusal to use deodorant didn't go unnoticed. According to insiders, long workdays turned into an endurance test for those standing too close. Sweat, humidity, and Farrell's natural musk made for a potent combination. One crew member allegedly joked that the real action wasn't in the car chases, it was dodging Farrell's scent between takes. Despite it all, Farrell remains effortlessly charming. He's one of the few actors who can show up looking like he rolled out of bed and still steal the scene. His charisma is undeniable. His scent? That depends on who you ask. But if there's one actor who took the concept of fully embracing a role to the extreme, it's Viggo Mortensen. He takes method acting seriously, sometimes a little too seriously. While filming The Lord of the Rings, 2001 to 2003, he fully embraced Aragorn's rugged lifestyle. He slept outdoors, ate off the land, and refused to wear clean clothes between takes. It wasn't just for the cameras. He wanted to be Aragorn, and that apparently meant smelling like he had just crawled out of a medieval battlefield. Director Peter Jackson admired his dedication, but later admitted it came with a noticeable downside. Mortensen carried a strong, natural musk that lingered on set. Elijah Wood, who played Frodo, once joked that Mortensen really got into it, which was a polite way of saying he smelled way too authentic. Crew members had to work around his refusal to change costumes. After days of filming in sweat-drenched armor, he reportedly had an odor that wasn't just method acting. It was method smelling. His co-stars tolerated it, but they definitely noticed. And it didn't stop there. During Captain Fantastic, 2016, Mortensen went full survivalist, avoiding showers and modern hygiene to stay in character. He preferred to stay one with nature, unfortunately for everyone else. His performances are legendary, but his commitment to staying fresh? Not so much. If there were an Oscar for most immersive smell, Mortensen might have taken home a few golden statues. But while some actors ditch hygiene in the name of method acting, others just don't seem to care at all. Mickey Rourke has never been one to fit into Hollywood's polished image. He plays by his own rules, whether in movies or real life. That includes his approach to hygiene, or lack of one. Over the years, co-stars and crew members have described a strong, musky odor that made close interactions difficult. His role in The Wrestler, 2008, was a career-defining comeback, but it also confirmed what insiders already knew. Rourke didn't like showers. He immersed himself so deeply in the role of a washed-up wrestler that he reportedly skipped bathing for long stretches. The cast and crew had to put up with the side effects, especially during sweaty, physically intense scenes. Makeup artists who've worked with him have also commented on his scent. He rarely used deodorant, and his love for cigars only made things worse. His clothes, his breath, everything carried the smell of stale smoke. One stylist even claimed they had to air out his costumes before fittings because the odor clung long after he left. His acting chops might make up for it, but for those who've been up close, the memory is still fresh, maybe a little too fresh. At least Rourke's scent was the result of a tough, rebellious persona. Some actors, on the other hand, just don't think daily showers are necessary. Charlie Hunnam doesn't mind getting sweaty. It's washing it off that's the issue. He has openly admitted that he doesn't shower every day, claiming his body can take care of itself. While that might work for some, those working around him have reportedly noticed. During Sons of Anarchy, 2008 to 2014, Hunnam spent long days on set wearing heavy leather jackets under hot lights. The combination of heat, long hours, and intense action scenes meant sweat was unavoidable. According to production insiders, his natural musk became more noticeable as the day went on. Crew members reportedly kept their distance at times, though no one publicly called him out. His co-stars never spoke negatively about his hygiene, but it was something people were aware of. Hunnam has said he does shower, just not as often as most people. In an interview, he casually mentioned that he only washes when he feels like he truly needs to. He doesn't see the point of a daily scrub, which has raised some eyebrows. Despite his relaxed attitude toward hygiene, fans still love his rugged appeal, and Hollywood keeps calling. His approach to cleanliness hasn't hurt his career, but those working up close with him might secretly wish he'd freshen up a little more often. At the very least, someone on set probably had a can of body spray handy, just in case.